Most people spend their entire lives wanting a better life, more time, more freedom, more money, more peace, but they never stop to ask one simple question. What am I doing every day that either moves me closer or pushes me further away? They say they want success, but their daily actions don't match. And that's the gap, the space between how things are and how they could be. That's where mental discipline comes in. Because success isn't built in the future. It's built in what you do today and how you think, how you act, and how you train your mind to stay focused when everything around you tries to pull you off track. Success isn't complicated, but it is earned. It's earned through habits that are boring to most people. It's earned through structure most people avoid. It's earned by learning how to lead your own mind instead of being led by your feelings. And this is where most people lose. They chase excitement, not results. They chase comfort, not clarity. They do what's easy instead of what's right. And then they wonder why their life doesn't change. But if you really want a better life, if you want results, respect, and real growth, then you have to learn one thing: how to discipline your mind. This video isn't about hype. It's not about tricks. It's about truth. The truth that no matter where you start from, no matter how far behind you feel, if you can control your time, focus your thinking, and build habits that align with your goals, you can build a life you're proud of. A life with structure, a life with direction, a life where you don't just talk about success, you live it, and it starts now. Number 1, master your time, control the clock, control your life. Time doesn't wait for anyone. It passes whether you use it or waste it. If you understand that truth and choose to act on it, you'll discover one of the greatest powers anyone can have: control of their own clock. Most people drift through their day, they get to work late, let hours disappear in busy work, scroll to fill silence, and don't recognize how valuable each minute really is. But every minute you own is a chance to change your life, and that choice starts right now. In my years of working with people trying to improve, the biggest gap I see is time. Not money, not talent, time. People are equally limited by the 24 hours we all get. What separates the successful from the rest is how they use that time. If you want more success, you need better management of your days. You need to treat time as the resource it is, non-renewable, private, and demanding of your intention. Begin by noticing how you spend your day, not to judge, but to understand. Keep a log. For 1 week, write down everything: when you wake up, when you check messages, when you work, when you snack, when you stop. Keep it honest. No one will judge. When you see patterns like 2 hours in the morning lost to habit, you start to notice where control is slipping. That knowledge gives you leverage. Next, plan your day ahead. The night before, write down 3 specific things you will get done the next morning. That moment before bed is powerful. Your mind holds on to those tasks, and when you wake up, you already know what matters. Instead of reacting to whatever shows up, you begin leading your day. That simple shift often changes everything. Pay attention to when your energy feels strong. Mine is best around 9 a.m. Yours might be different. That's okay. Use your peak energy time on your most important work, something that moves you forward, not just keeps you busy. By the end of 3 days, you'll feel the difference. Deeper focus, more momentum, less pressure, clearer results. Then there's the calendar. Most people book meetings, tasks, and chores, but forget to book their own work. Time for thinking, deciding, improving. That empty space, it gets eaten by noise and others' priorities. So schedule your focus blocks: 30 minutes to think, an hour to learn, time for exercise, routine tasks. Don't leave gaps for habits that derail your attention. This also teaches you how to say no. Once you accept that your time is valuable and irreversible, you stop giving it away. You stop agreeing to every request. You don't need to justify it. You simply say you can't. And when you protect your time, you protect your growth. Building time control doesn't need perfection. It needs presence. Keep your log for a month, not because you'll track forever, but to see the journey. Notice how small changes, waking up 15 minutes earlier, doing email only twice a day, batching tasks, create space you used to think didn't exist. As you get better, you'll experience calm. You begin each morning with direction, not chaos. You finish your chosen work before reacting to everything else. You begin to respect your own hours, and that changes more than your schedule. It changes your life. You move from reacting to controlling, from drift to growth, and from surviving days to making them count. Mastering time is not a trick. It is a way of life, and once you live it, nothing else will seem as easy, because you'll know something few people ever realize. Time is not your enemy, it's your ally, but only if you treat it like it matters. And if you start now, today, right now, control of your life begins with control of your time. Number 2, train your mind to focus. Discipline starts with attention. Success begins where your attention lives. If your mind is scattered, you lose power. If your focus is weak, your time is wasted. But when your attention is sharp, your progress is fast, and your life becomes organized around clarity instead of chaos. Focus isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one choice at a time. The modern world is full of noise, messages, notifications, opinions, distractions. If you're not careful, your attention becomes a playground for everything except your goals. You sit down to work and 20 minutes later you're scrolling or checking something that doesn't matter. This isn't because you're lazy, it's because the world is designed to steal your focus. The only way to stop that from running your life is to train your mind with intent. You begin by deciding what matters most. Not everything, not even 5 things, just one. One thing today, one thing right now. When you pick that one thing and give it your full attention, you'll see how much more powerful you become. You start to enjoy the work. You feel present, not rushed. You think more clearly. You solve faster. You finish stronger. Start by creating space for your attention. Turn off the noise, mute the phone, block time to think. Don't let distractions make decisions for you. This isn't always easy. Your brain may feel restless at first. That's normal. But over time, your brain adapts. It becomes stronger when it's not constantly interrupted. And when you control what you focus on, you control what grows in your life. People often say they can't focus because they're not motivated. But the truth is, focus builds motivation. When you start seeing results, progress in your work, learning something new, completing what you start, you feel stronger. That strength feeds your discipline. It becomes a cycle. Focus builds results. Results build confidence. Confidence builds more discipline. And all of it starts with paying attention to what matters. If you want to go deeper, simplify your environment. Clean the desk. Shut extra tabs. Remove anything that pulls your eyes or mind away from your goal. You're not trying to live like a monk. You're just removing obstacles so you can work with power instead of pressure. Then give yourself clear blocks of time. Work in focused sprints, 30 to 45 minutes without checking anything else. When the time is up, take a short break. Walk, breathe, reset, then get back to it. This rhythm trains your brain to work in cycles of concentration, not scattered impulses. Over time, your attention grows stronger. What used to distract you no longer has power. You'll notice that you finish tasks in half the time. You'll make decisions without second guessing. You'll start to notice small things, better ideas, better timing, better choices because your mind is finally present and not pulled in 5 directions. Discipline isn't about controlling your whole life at once. It's about controlling your attention in this moment. Right now, that's the only power you need to change everything. When you can stay focused when others are distracted, you pull ahead. When your eyes are on your path instead of the noise, your results multiply. The world will always throw things at you. People will demand your time. Platforms will compete for your focus, but you are the gatekeeper. You decide what gets in and what gets ignored. You decide what gets your energy and what gets cut off. And in that decision is your future. If you want to build mental discipline, start with your attention. Start by protecting your focus like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Your health, your success, your wealth, your peace, they all grow where your focus goes. So train your mind to stay clear. Build that inner muscle 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. That's how discipline is created. That's how success becomes predictable. And that's how your life begins to change for good. Number 3, think long term. Wealth is a game of patience and planning. One of the biggest reasons people fail to reach real success is because they think too short term. They chase quick wins. They want results by the end of the week. But true wealth, whether it's financial, mental, or emotional, doesn't come from short bursts of energy. It comes from building with patience. It comes from seeing far ahead and acting with intention every single day, even when the rewards don't show up right away. If you look at anyone who's truly successful, you'll notice something about them. They don't rush. They move with purpose. They plan years ahead. They delay pleasure now because they're more interested in building something solid later. They understand this. Fast success is often fragile, but slow success, that's the kind that stays. When you start thinking long-term, your actions change. You stop wasting time trying to impress people today and start focusing on who you want to become 5 years from now. You stop spending money just to feel good in the moment and start investing in things that will pay off later. You begin to value your time differently and you begin to use your energy more wisely. Thinking long-term forces you to grow. It makes you take responsibility. It keeps you away from distractions and brings you closer to discipline. Because now you're no longer asking, what feels good right now? You're asking, what builds my future? This mindset isn't about moving slower, it's about moving smarter. When you aim for the long game, you don't rush to build 5 things halfway. You build one thing fully. You build it strong. You finish what you start. And even if it takes a little longer, the foundation is so solid that it lasts. That's how wealth is created. Not by chasing noise, but by stacking bricks. When you build this way, you stop getting emotional. When results don't show up fast, you stop comparing yourself to people who look like they're ahead. You don't panic when one week feels off. You stay steady. You stick to the process because you've got a plan. And that plan wasn't built for one day, it was built for the next 5, 10, or 20 years. People who succeed over the long run know something most people forget. Growth is not always visible. Just because you don't see the fruit yet doesn't mean the roots aren't growing. Every quiet hour of learning, every smart decision you make today, every time you choose to focus instead of waste time, that's a deposit into your future. Even if no one claps for it right now, it's working. Long-term thinkers live differently. They're calm when others are reactive. They're focused when others are scattered. They stay consistent when others give up. Not because life is easier for them, but because they've trained themselves to care more about the future than the moment. If you want to build wealth, real wealth, you need to develop this kind of thinking. You need to plan your time like it matters, manage your money like it's valuable, and protect your energy like it builds your legacy. This takes discipline, yes, but more than that, it takes vision. The ability to see a better life before it shows up and work for it day by day. This isn't just about financial wealth. It's about the wealth of mind, of skill, of health, of character. Every area of your life improves when you give it time to grow. You won't always feel like you're moving fast, but if you're moving forward and you're consistent, you're winning. So if you've been impatient lately, if you've been feeling behind or frustrated that things aren't moving quicker, step back, zoom out. Think 5 years from now. Where do you want to be? What do you need to do daily to get there? Then do it. One step at a time, no shortcuts, no skipping the work, just small, consistent action over time. That's the secret no one talks about. The people who win big in life don't chase everything. They build slowly, they think long, they act steady. And because of that, they create something real, something strong, something that lasts. Your job now is to become that kind of person. Decide where you're headed, plant the seeds, water them daily, be patient with the process, and keep building your future, even if no one sees it yet, because one day they will. Number 4, delay pleasure. Choose progress over comfort. Success doesn't come from doing what feels good. It comes from doing what builds something. There's a big difference between what brings pleasure right now and what creates progress over time. The people who build powerful lives, the ones who rise above their old habits and step into a new level of living, they've learned to delay comfort in exchange for growth. They've trained their minds to say no to the easy road because they've seen what happens when you stick to the harder path just a little longer. Discipline isn't about denying yourself joy. It's about giving yourself something better than just a good feeling. It's about building the kind of life that makes you proud every time you wake up. When you delay short-term pleasure, you make room for long-term satisfaction. You stop chasing comfort and you start building a life where you don't need to escape. Think about this. Most of the problems people face today come from the same thing. They want to feel good now. They want results without work, rewards without sacrifice. They want success without discipline. But that doesn't work. That mindset keeps people broke, tired, anxious, distracted, and stuck. And the reason is simple. Comfort is a trap when you haven't earned it. When you learn to delay that comfort, to choose to work, study, grow, improve, instead of wasting time, wasting money, or wasting your potential, you start to change the direction of your life. You begin to operate from power, not pressure, from purpose, not emotion. You no longer wake up hoping the day goes easy. You wake up ready to win because you've already decided what matters more than just feeling good. The world today is full of options to numb yourself. Scroll for hours, watch meaningless content, eat food you don't need, spend money you don't have. These things steal your energy, they drain your spirit, and worst of all, they make you feel like you're moving when you're really stuck. So you have to take control, not just of your actions, but of your choices. And every choice comes down to this. Do you want comfort right now, or do you want strength later? The people who choose strength, those who skip the party to study, who wake up early to work on their dream, who save their money instead of spending it to impress others. They feel pain in the moment, but later they're the ones with peace. They're the ones who get freedom, who get choices, who build wealth, who create stability. That's what delaying pleasure gives you. It trades chaos for clarity. You don't need to give up everything you enjoy. You just need to choose what you enjoy most. Do you enjoy sleeping in more than building something you love? Do you enjoy entertainment more than learning the skills that will shape your future? Do you enjoy junk food more than having a strong, energized body? It's not about punishment, it's about priorities. And those priorities are what shape your future. Every time you say no to something that's stealing your time, your attention, your energy, you're saying yes to the future you want to create. That's real power. That's what separates people who dream from people who do. You will have moments when it feels hard, when you question whether the discipline is worth it, when your friends are relaxing and you're working, when your old habits come knocking, telling you it's fine to take a break, skip the gym, ignore your goals. But that's the test. That's the moment where your future is being built, not in comfort, but in your choice. And the best part is this. The more you practice discipline, the stronger it gets. At first it's hard. You feel the pull of those old comforts, but over time it becomes who you are. You start enjoying the grind, you start enjoying the structure. You stop craving distractions and start craving results. That shift doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen with time, with effort, with belief in the bigger picture. People often say they want a better life, but most of them aren't willing to delay what they want now to get it. That's why only a few people rise, because those few understand a truth most ignore. Anything worth building takes time, focus, sacrifice. But once it's built, once it's yours, no one can take it away. So choose progress, choose growth, choose the version of you that's patient enough to build, strong enough to resist, and focused enough to finish. That's how you build mental discipline, not just with rules and goals, but with a clear decision that your future matters more than your feelings. Make that decision daily, stand by it, and before long, you won't just be chasing success, you'll be living it. Number 5, build habits that serve your future, not your feeling. The direction of your life is not decided by what you want now, it's decided by what you do every day. And most people never build the future they want because they keep making choices that only serve how they feel in the moment. They want progress, but they keep feeding distractions. They want freedom, but they keep choosing comfort. They want to grow, but they keep repeating the same old patterns that keep them stuck. If you want real success, you have to stop making decisions based on emotions and start building habits that match the future you say you want. Every single action you take is a vote for the type of person you are becoming. If your habits are weak, your foundation is weak. If your habits are strong, your future is strong. You can't build something lasting with unstable effort. You need structure. You need habits that push you forward, even on the days when your motivation is gone. The reason discipline is so powerful is because it doesn't ask how you feel. It just shows up. Discipline wakes you up early when your body wants to sleep in. It keeps you focused when your mind starts to drift. It reminds you of your goals when your emotions try to pull you off track. And all of that becomes automatic when your habits are built right. See, motivation fades, but discipline lasts. And discipline comes from your habits, not from inspiration, not from hype, but from routine. You have to train yourself to act in your best interest, even when it's hard. That means replacing habits that waste your time with habits that make your time worth something. That means setting standards and sticking to them. That means doing the work when no one is watching, because every small decision adds up. One skipped task seems small, but stack a few of them together, and you've got a week wasted. One day of discipline might not change your life, but stack 30 of them together, and you've built momentum that can take you anywhere. You don't need to fix your whole life overnight. What you need is to start showing up with intention. Start doing the things you've been avoiding. Start building systems that protect your time, your energy, and your focus. Stop giving your attention to things that don't move you forward. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Build your habits now, because your future is already being shaped by what you're doing today. Most people lose the battle with themselves because they haven't taken the time to create a system they can follow. They think they can just will their way through bad days, but that never works for long. You need a plan that keeps you steady, and the best plan you'll ever follow is one that's built into your routine. The key is not to do something big one time, it's to do something small every day without breaking the chain. That's how you win. Wake up and move your body, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Read something that stretches your thinking. Write down your goals every morning. Stick to your schedule even when you're tired. Track your progress so you know when you're getting better. All of this might feel boring at first. It might not give you the instant excitement you get from scrolling or watching something. But those little steps build a kind of quiet confidence that makes you unstoppable. Because here's the truth. When your habits are strong, your mind gets stronger. When your habits are consistent, your future gets clearer. When your habits are aligned with your goals, your results start showing up. Not by accident, but by design. That's the power of living with intention. That's the reward of mental discipline. You start living on your own terms, not based on how you feel, but based on who you're becoming. There are no shortcuts here. There's only a choice to do the work, to keep the promise you made to yourself, to stop quitting when it gets uncomfortable, because it will get uncomfortable. You'll have days when you don't want to follow through, but those are the days when growth happens. Those are the days that test whether your goals really matter to you. And if you push through, you build something stronger than just results. You build identity. You become the kind of person who doesn't give up, the kind who follows through, the kind who keeps rising no matter what's in the way. So take control of your habits, protect your time, guard your thoughts, choose structure over chaos, choose routine over randomness, choose discipline over feelings. That's how mental strength is built, not in one big moment, but in 100 small ones. The good news is, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. You just have to stay in the game, keep showing up, and keep choosing your future, even when it's hard. Because if you do, the results will show. The life you want will start to take shape, and you'll no longer be chasing success. You'll be living it because you built it brick by brick with habits that never stop working for you. That's the power of discipline. That's the reward of building a life with purpose, with structure, and with unshakable intention. If you made it this far, you've already done something most people never will. You've chosen to take control of your life by learning how to discipline your mind. That's where everything begins. Not with talent, not with luck, but with the decision to build a strong foundation. One thought, one habit, one choice at a time. Because the truth is, your future isn't waiting for the perfect time, it's waiting for you to become the person who earns it. When you learn to master your time, you stop letting the clock run you. When you train your focus, you stop being distracted by things that don't matter. When you start thinking long term, you stop chasing what's easy and start building what lasts. And when you develop the habit of choosing growth over comfort, you become the kind of person success is drawn to. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up every day with purpose, staying consistent even when it's hard, thinking clearly even when emotions are loud, and acting with discipline even when comfort calls your name. That's the difference between people who want success and people who create it. You don't need more time. You don't need more chances. You need more control of your mind, your habits, your focus, and your choices. So if you're serious about building a life that means something, if you're tired of wasting days and ready to start building momentum, then don't wait another year. Don't wait for motivation. Use what you've learned today. Apply it, stick with it. Prove to yourself that you can lead your life instead of just reacting to it. The work is not easy, but the rewards are real. Mental discipline is the key to success, to peace, and to power. You've got everything it takes. Now it's time to act like it. Stay committed, stay sharp, stay disciplined. The rest will follow.